Yo, once again, thank you for listening to the show. I truly, truly appreciate it. I know I don't ever get the chance to say it. Well, actually, I do say it all the time. But thank you for listening to this podcast. Yo, on today's episode, we talk about fear. We talk about nostalgic moments as far as music. And I thought the question, what is your philosophy? And when I ask that question, I mean, what do you stand by? As far as your knowledge, when you die, what are people going to say? You always told them, just a little bit of motivation. I don't know. Something that you believe in. But here's a clip from the show. I always talk about adversity because it's very common that we all go through it. We all go through the obstacles in life and whatever. But my philosophy is that through thick and thin, we will always break through. Always. And now that you heard that, let's begin.
First off, I'm going to have to ask you to go and rate this show, maybe even leave a comment. And you could do that on iTunes or SoundCloud, and for Android users, you can now listen via Google Play. Now, this podcast may contain explicit content, just saying, so open your mind, relax, and listen to this dope-ass podcast.
Food for thought, coming fresh, I'm the chef. I got greens for your brain, have a taste, it's the best. Food for thought from the flesh, tag along on the quest to find more about something else. Hey, food for thought, coming fresh, I'm the chef. I got greens for your brain, have a taste, it's the best. Food for thought from the flesh, tag along on the quest.
If people don't understand that, well, they don't understand nothing.
Truth spilling, leaving victims to my honest ways. I come in peaks like an alien from outer space. Internet pirates riding waves on your webpage. Download shit, click the link, press play. I don't mean to pray, but I pray every week for myself, for my fam, cause we all gotta eat. Protein, no more sweets. Till I'm caked up on the beach in Belize. Food for thought, coming fresh, I'm the chef. I got greens for your brain, have a taste, it's the best. Food for thought from the flesh, tag along on the quest to find more about something else. Wait, food for thought coming fresh, I'm the chef. I got greens for your brain, have a taste, it's the best. Food for thought from the flesh, tag along on the quest to find more about something else.
Yo, you listening to more about something else? My name is Joshua, and you're listening to the greatest episode up to date. And I always say that, but I truly mean it this time. But yeah, we're here. I appreciate any and everybody that's been rocking with this show. I truly, truly appreciate it. I appreciate those that are, just starting to listen or trying to get into listening. I do appreciate that. But yeah, once again, we're here. And, actually, before I start off, I want to make one thing clear. I never want to come out as being harsh. Well, I am harsh. I'm not going to lie to you. No excuses. But when it comes down to it, I always want the best for any and every individual. I'm not really going to go into specifics, but I'm just saying that I'm on your side. I could just be a little mean sometimes, but it's all out of love. But yeah, a lot's been going on. A lot. But, I want to open up with this. I want to apologize because if you go further down into my archives of podcast episodes, and I talk about fear a lot. And, I had to reevaluate what the word fear means. And I know I talk about, being God-fearing, not letting your fears get the best of you. But I wanted to put it into perspective. Fearing something is okay. It's not really a bad thing to fear anything. You can. Just don't let it consume you. Don't let it get the best of you. Don't let it take over your life, etc. Literally, the one thing that I fear is that I will be the same person that I was last year, or not live up to my potential, or not do what I said I was going to do. Stuff like that. Like, I've tried to hide my emotion when it comes to like realistic things, try to be numb to it. But when things happen, how could you hide such a thing, Now my tire has been flat twice, two different tires, right? And my mom told me, yo, you need to reevaluate your life, just on something simple like that. She said you need to reevaluate your life. And I'm just like, maybe you're right, Maybe I do need to reevaluate my life. Maybe there's something that needs to be told. Maybe I haven't learned the lesson. Maybe I'm supposed to slow down. And that's the thing. Because I can tell you for sure that with me and myself, that I'm moving at a pace that might be too fast for me, but I'm still doing it. I get frustrated when I'm not doing work, or I get frustrated when I'm somewhere and I can't leave or whatever. If it's ever out of my will, I just do. I get frustrated. I want to go back home and I want to do work. I feel guilty for sleeping. I feel guilty for having like leisure time. For the first time I went to go touch a basketball, and like that was very therapeutic, But I'm saying this because it's okay to fear. But you need to realize where you are in your lifetime right now. The little things that you want to control them. If you can't control your future as far as like not being able to see, I don't think that's something to worry about. I really don't. Small choices make big lifetime changes. Like, you ever wondered why you got sick? It's because you don't take care of yourself, Have you ever wondered why you had pimples on your face? It's because you don't wash your face well enough, or you don't eat well enough, or you don't drink enough water. Like, the little things that we do really, really matter. And that's all I'm trying to get at. Yes, fear, if you want to fear, but don't let fear be the reason why you can't achieve whatever. I've talked to a lot of people about it. One thing I try to do is talk to the kids at my church, because they don't know, and it bothers me because nobody's teaching them. So I try to tell them, look, if you wanted, you could do it, but it's really up to you. Resistance is a motherfucker. I swear it is. There's always going to be something that's telling you, hey, nah, that's not your lane. And that's where fear plays its part. Resistance and fear, they brothers. They real cool, but you just got to learn to overcome that obstacle. And that's why I'm bringing it up, because these are all obstacles. Fear is an obstacle. Resistance is an obstacle. Life is going to go on, whether you fear or whether you're in resistance or whatever you're going through, life is still going to go on. It's up to you whether you want to do the right thing, listen to your heart, and listen to your mind. Don't doubt yourself, and take a leap of faith. Because whether you like to believe it or not, we're all here to do something. I've come to the acceptance that maybe not everybody is gonna make it. There's gonna be a lot of untimely death. there's gonna be those people that fall off the map, fall off the grid, and then there's you. Don't never let your circumstance or your situation, wherever you're planted on the earth, be the reason why you can't make it, you know. Right now, the earth is rebelling right now. Mother Nature is rebelling right now. We seem to not really care about what's going on in Hawaii. Like, they have to evacuate everywhere. They gotta wear gas masks. The volcano spitting lava balls. But yeah, we right here, we fortunate, you know. It's a lot of sinkholes, tornadoes. Hurricane season is about to start, and you know, we're over here complaining about the Wi-Fi not working well. So be grateful, because once again, you're here. And that's the thing, you know, I've gone through things, and my mom just told me now to reevaluate my life, because believe it or not, a lot of bad things happen to me. If you've known me for a long time, a lot of bad things happen to me. And it seems to be like, yo, like, when are you going to catch a break? But at a point in my life, you know, I said, when can I catch a break? But there's somebody out there that doesn't have anything. And that's where you have to have that level of appreciation. Yeah, you're not going to catch a break. You recalculate, then you come back and you give it your all. That's where I stand with that. But once again, fear, but keep it moving. So I was watching the NBA, right? Man, oh man. And this is my thing. You know, I love the game of basketball. I have a level of appreciation for it. Don't appreciate nobody slandering nothing at all, because when it's all said and done, your favorite player is going to retire. And that's where I am with it. Appreciating the game of basketball. I have always hated LeBron, but I didn't really have a reason to hate LeBron. Just hated him because, you know, he always won. He beat all my favorite teams. But, and I'm recording this on a Sunday after Game 7. Witnessing greatness, I don't know. And I feel like how everybody is all googly eyes over LeBron is how people were over Jordan. And we need to diminish that whole little comparison thing, because it doesn't really matter anymore. LeBron is great. Jordan was great. But that's the thing we're talking about, is and not was. People seem to be stuck in the past, and I don't know why. But like I said, we're here. LeBron is going to his 8th straight NBA Finals. Learn to appreciate it. You know, he's going with a bunch of nobodies, just like in 2007. I honestly think that they need to trade Kevin Love next season. It's made out of plastic. But it's just some good basketball, you know. It really is some good basketball. And, you know, Golden State is my favorite team. They've been my favorite team since 2014. And I seen the emerge. I seen the rise. And, you know, I didn't really say nothing. But they're here. Now they're playing the Houston Rockets on Memorial Day. And I don't know. I truly don't know. But here we are. We're going to witness greatness. We're going to witness a good game. So learn to appreciate the game of basketball. But I don't know. I'm just in awe, because I'm like, damn, LeBron really did it. And he ain't really had no help. His number 2 was Jeff Green. Did you know that Jeff Green had open heart surgery? They told him he wasn't going to play anymore. He's going to the NBA Finals. That's crazy. That's super crazy. But take it for what it is. Honestly, if you're mad that LeBron is in the NBA Finals once more and Golden State makes it again, be mad at your team because your team is trash. They can't make it. Everybody says, "Oh, the Warriors, they're beating everybody." Honestly, the Warriors made every single team in the NBA better. They made the scouting better. They made assembling teams better. Like, we're actually going to be serious about this. Because there was teams that was half-assed, and then, now we're here. The Houston Rockets was built to destroy the Golden State Warriors, but we'll see what happens if they can do that. But once again, enjoy the game of basketball. NBA Finals starts on Thursday, so please don't talk to me. A couple of things that I learned from not being on social media. Yeah, I talked about being self-aware. I pulled out my phone on various accounts, and I noticed that. But I also appreciate being able to enjoy basketball without having to tweet about the game or just enjoying certain things. Like, there's things that I would want to say, but I have a level of control of not saying it. I love Twitter. I get all my news and all my entertainment from there. But it's just that level of being by yourself and being able to focus. Like, there's no distractions now. And, I'm here, present. But, like I said, do what you want to do. But make sure you're being purposeful about it. Me not being on social media is because I'm not making money on social media. Like, it's not paying my bills. So until I'm back, because I'll be back soon, I gotta make sure that I'm good. And, me saying that, I hope that you're good. So things that bother me this week. Man, oh man. Very interesting. Not being on social media, I haven't had to have like a clouded judgment. That's a good word. I can make my own decisions. So y'all do know, I know y'all have heard about the story about Rachel Dolezal and how she ran off on the plug twice. She got a book deal, Netflix deal, and she's on welfare. But that's not the thing that is the issue right now. The reason why she was able to run off on the plug twice is because of y'all. Y'all introduced this transracial mumbo jumbo saying, "Oh, it's okay. How can you tell somebody what race they are? Who are you to say that? If this person believes that they're born black, then they're black." Okay, social justice warriors. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, this is y'all. The reason why she's able to go on and on and on with all this nonsense, and I haven't seen the documentary, but I'm willing to watch it. But when we talk about mental illness, that woman is sick. That woman is sick. But, here we are again. She's in the headlines. We're giving her attention. Now, hopefully she pays for whatever is going on. She said she only got $300 in gifts a month from her friends and family, and that she's broke. It's a good thing that people pay close attention to what she's doing, because this is what she wants, right? Attention. But yeah, there's that. You do know that Morgan Freeman, the God himself, is being accused of sexually harassing and sexually assaulting 16 women. Like, I don't know. And I'm not going to talk down on it because, honestly, that's not my place to talk about that. About your experience and why people come later on in life and say some BS, right? But I feel like we need to draw the line. I didn't watch the video or anything like that, but I did read the article of the accuser, and I couldn't get past the first paragraph because the first paragraph was talking about how she finally had her dream job, and then she felt uncomfortable because Morgan Freeman said something to her. Like, I don't know, I couldn't get past it. And then I actually watched the video of what she was talking about, and I don't know, it was just weird because the girl went along and she said, I thought it was weird, so I went to go find out if anybody else felt the same way. We gotta draw a line on this shit, man. We really do have to draw the line on this. Like, the thing about it is right now is that we're watering down the experience. I mean not the experience, but we're watering down what it actually means to be sexually harassed or sexually assaulted. And the thing about it is just like, there's certain things about, if it bothered you so much, why didn't you just go right then and there? Like, and that's the thing. Well, coming up with these other 16 women and making up these stories, because I don't know, there's something about this story that doesn't add up, and we'll find out later on. But honestly, man, people that try to ruin other people's careers, they need to be prosecuted. Not even careers, like, we hear about stories about people that was in prison for 29 years and is being exonerated after the girl finally confessed and said she lied because homeboy didn't want to take her out or whatever. Yo, if that ever happened to me, she gotta see me. Gotta see me. She's gotta catch them paws. Because I don't know, I just feel like it's morally wrong. And we're out here, we're eating it up, It's one thing about these news outlets is that they eat up everything. And, the media is so untrustworthy right now. I don't know why we pay so much attention to it. But yeah, we're here. This is where we are in 2018. It's crazy. Last thing that bothered me is, I don't really appreciate Drake slander at all. I just don't. I feel like if you had a problem with Drake, that you need to write your theses and your 10-page paper, because you really don't have any reason. You really don't. If you don't like him singing, just say you don't like him singing. If you don't think he's a top 5 rapper, just say you don't like. Like, people make up the most dumbest excuses why they don't like Drake. So recently, Pusha T comes out with a song, Infrared, and he's talking about Drake and how he doesn't write his own lyrics, and talking about Quentin Miller. And how long did it take you for that? Like, Back to Back came out 2015, and y'all still, I don't know, he's still talking about it. This is a thing, like, Pusha T been coming for Drake for how long? And they've been throwing shots at each other, if you don't know. But I just feel like, dawg, you older than Kanye, first of all. Kanye doesn't talk about Drake at all. Nobody really talks about Drake in that form of fashion. I mean, people do, but like, that's dry hating. And that's what it looks like with Pusha T. You just dry hating. Drake comes back with this duppy freestyle. And I don't want to say he ended his career or anything. It's just like, there's certain people where you can't hurt their status anymore. Like, you see what happened with Meek Mill. It's the first time we've seen somebody that didn't curse in a diss record. Didn't call him a bitch, didn't call him a hoe, nothing. Just insulted him intellectually. And that's the thing, Pusha T, it took you 3 years to come out with a diss track to Drake talking about his writing ability, when Drake has been writing songs for a lot of people. But, here we are talking about this. Once again, Drake comes out with his new album next month, and you know what we're going to do? We're going to appreciate every single song. I'm not gonna lie to you, I might dedicate a whole episode to it. But that's all that bothered me this week. Say, man, if you really like the show, and I assume that you like it because you're still listening to the show, but if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. And if you are subscribed, please, 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 write us a review. It helps people find the show, for one, and it also gives people an idea of what's going on in the show without actually listening. So, it attracts other people, and I'm just asking, if you don't want to, it's cool. If you do, God bless you. Now back to the show. So I don't know about you, but I usually have nostalgic moments about music, right? Like there's certain records and there's certain mixtapes and albums that are near and dear to my heart. I find it so fascinating how music is like, it really correlates with what we're going through in our lifetime right then and there. Like, I like Kid Cudi because I was going through some things in high school, and Kid Cudi gave me that level of sanity. I listened to Drake because I literally saw somebody start from nothing. Well, I don't want to say nothing, but like as far as being serious and how he talks about how his account was in the negatives, how he was faking until he made it. Just in that sense, and that resonates with me. Wiz Khalifa, and honestly, I'm bringing this up because of Wiz Khalifa, and I was listening to snippets of his new album. I think it's called Rolling Papers 2, and it brought me back because he talked about the last time he felt this good was when he released Cushion Orange Juice, and that's the thing. Cushion Orange Juice is very near and dear to my heart. If you haven't heard the mixtape, you should go listen to it. Yeah, it's a weed mixtape, but Wiz Khalifa was I don't know, it was like we saw the birth, and he's still going. And that's my question, what music is your go-to? Like, what can you say that, yeah, like I can listen to this all day, or I can bring back memories of what was going on? Because when I listen to music that I used to listen to back then, I listened to it just to get a sense and a feel of what was going on back then. Like, why was I in that mood? And music is the best therapy, honestly. That's why a lot of people are upset, because it's just like, yo, y'all are not making music. Y'all are just mumbling or saying whatever. And whoever gets the most clout gets to be the most famous. And yeah, that's true. But that's always been true. People talk about lyrics. I mean, this is what y'all promote, so I don't know. But yeah, like, what were you going through? Why were you going through it? Are you still going through it? And that's where like life comes into its part, and like music is supposed to be inspirational. It's supposed to motivate. Like, I'm not really big on motivation and inspiration or nothing like that anymore, but it's something about music. It's something about listening to College Dropout and pretty much all of Kanye's catalog. Like, it's something about that. Something about waking up and you're going through your day and you're listening to music. Like, there really is something about that. I have a level of appreciation for certain artists before they make it, because you see the grind. And that's where I wanted to bring the whole focus of what I wanted to talk about today. Just betting on yourself, first of all, because I see artists and whatnot. A part of me, I see them and I'm just like, I don't want you to go big, because I don't want you to lose yourself. There's very few artists that they go big and they don't lose themselves and they stay true to themselves. It really is hard out there. But here we are, living our ordinary lives. I use music as a tool to get me by whenever I'm going through something. Life is hard. But yet, you just got to keep going forward. And that's the thing. I get a little excited when I put somebody on an underground artist, and you're just like, yeah, like I'll put you on that shit. Just a simple, silly things like that, because it's just like you have to admire work ethic. If there's one thing that you gotta admire about somebody is work ethic. Nothing is handed to anybody. Like when you see people that they got their golden spoons in their mouth. Everybody says Drake didn't start from the bottom because he had a pool and a 2-story house, but is that what we're equating something to? Like, is that the standard? Like, is that having money? Drake talked about having to pay his mother's medical bills because she was sick all the time. So he was using his Degrassi money. So it's like, I don't know. You just see grind to work hard. And that's my thing. Because I've taken a leap. And I feel like I'm taking that leap of faith. Like I've just jumped off the cliff and I'm still in the air. I know I haven't reached my destination. By far, I don't think there is a destination to reach. Like you might reach that destination, but you're hanging off the edge of the cliff, trying to hold on. If that makes sense, I want you to envision yourself jumping from one side to the other, and you're just at the edge and you're about to fall. Like you have the ability to fall at any moment. But I feel like I'm still like in the air. And I always talk about being in the system and just getting locked up in what society wants you to be. And that's my thing. It's like, Joshua, you talk about this so much. How are you going to be different? And that's where I come down to just saying, well, I'm going to bet on myself, but I'm going to make sure that I do the best of my ability. I make sure that I'm the best version of me at every single moment. Work ethic is important. A lot of people think that it can be handed to them. A lot of people think that opportunity is just going to come. No, you got to work for that. I see a lot of things on social media, and part of me is, that's why I'm off, because it's just like I'm just turned off. I'm not really impressed with what I see, and that's just me. Who am I? But not really impressed with what's going on in the world and what I see. I see a lot of people that want to do something, but they don't want to work for it, and it just matters about taking it to the next step. Okay, so how many of you have seen, or not even have seen, you all are probably guilty of it. You want to start a business. You're only on social media with your business that you started, quote unquote. Like, I love meeting people that say they have their own business, because I can grill them and make sure that they own their shit. It's only $14 to register with the state. You don't have to go through LegalZoom. You don't have to do none of that nonsense. It's crazy because Google tells you everything that you want to know about starting a business. Google tells you everything you want to know about copyright, how to patent stuff. Literally, you have the blueprint to everything at the tip of your thumbs. But yet, your thing says, DM me for inquiries. Your bio says DM me for inquiries, Why don't you have a website? You know, why does your blog still say Blogspot or WordPress in the website? Like, I try to look for ways around it because look, I'm not rich. I am not rich. I am the farthest thing from rich, but I still make it happen. I bought my domain for 2 years for $24. That's moreaboutsomethingelse.com. You can always go check that out. But I did that. I paid for my website. I started my own business. I did that. And that's the thing, like at the end of the day, you're able to say, I did it. And honestly, I beat myself up a lot. Be very honest with you. As much as I like to think I have things together, I don't. I try, though. But being able to appreciate yourself for the things that you've done when you've actually done it, it's a whole lot different feeling. I like to celebrate here and there. Not really. But I'm just saying this because it's very important. Very, very important to bet on yourself, to move forward with whatever it is that you want to do. Because at the end, when you're 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, I hope that you lived every moment of your life the way you were supposed to. The way God said that you were going to live your life. Because that's what matters at the end of the day, right? But, I mean, I don't know. It's very important. Do what you want to do, but make sure you do it right. And make sure you're doing it for yourself and not anybody else. Don't try for clout, because clout's only going to get you so far. Honestly, there's people that start podcasts and like they get much more traffic to me. But I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about longevity. Always think about longevity, because longevity is important. What is longevity? It means for a long time, like longevity. Get it? But I mean, can you see yourself doing this in 10 years? Can you see yourself writing your blog for 10 years? Like, don't do it because you just want to do it for right now. Do it because you see yourself doing it for a long time. Don't do it because you think you're going to be famous, because fame only gets you so far. Be true to yourself. Yo, so I'm all about physical fitness and everything of that nature. Eat, sleep, gym, pretty much. But I decided, hey, why don't we just throw out a challenge? Because I know people really just want to be out there and get physically fit. So I decided to create this workout program. It's free. You can get it on moreaboutsomethingelse.com. It's called Feel the Burn Core Challenge. And really, it's a 21-day thing. All you have to do is follow the directions to download, and that's it. But once again, moreaboutsomethingelse.com. You click More About Fitness, then you click to download. It's right there. Once again, it's free. Feel the Burn Core Challenge. Now back to the show. I want to wrap up this podcast, right? But I need to ask a question. It's a very important question. What is your philosophy? And if you don't know what philosophy means the study of the fundamental nature of knowledge, reality, and existence, especially when considered as an academic discipline. Basically saying, what do you live by? That's what I mean when I ask that question. Like, what is one thing that you always say that you stand by through thick and thin, that you're never going to change it? That is your knowledge, and it's your nature to know that knowledge. And it's your nature to know that knowledge through your experience. So again, I ask you, what is your philosophy? I think it's very important because when you die and when people talk about you and whatever, they're going to say things about you, but they should always be able to say there's one thing in particular that you always said. I'm not just talking about no catchphrase or anything like that. But, I mean, for me, I always talk about adversity because it's very common that we all go through it. We all go through the obstacles in life and whatever. But my philosophy is that through thick and thin, we will always break through. Always. It's very important to know what you stand by. And, I stand by that. Let me be honest with you. I stand by it wholeheartedly. I see way too many people overcome so much for me not to believe that. But yeah, what do you believe in? Doesn't have to be spiritual. Let it just be factual. But once again, we're here. I just want you to ponder on that. You don't have to think about it right now. And get into meditation. One thing that I started doing was meditating with ocean waves. And it sounds really ridiculous, but it works. Very easy. 5 minutes there, 10 minutes there. Put your earphones in, put on YouTube. Ocean sounds. Very simple. 5 minutes. Whenever you start to wander off in your mind, you bring yourself back to the sound of the ocean. Very simple exercise. So I like to end this podcast off every single episode with words of wisdom. And today's words of wisdom is love many, but trust few. Very simple. Take it as you please. Once again, I want you to figure out what is your philosophy. Yo, this is the greatest episode up to date, right? If you're listening, you loved it, please subscribe if this is your first time. Tell a friend. Review it on iTunes. You can get this podcast anywhere. And it's on YouTube. Go check it out. If you really, really like it, go ahead. Once again, tell a friend. Tell that friend and tell another friend. I'm on all social media platforms. Well, just for the podcast, I'm not on social media. I told you I wasn't on social media. But yeah, it's on all social platforms. Yeah, man. Check out the website, moreaboutsomethingelse.com. Told you guys, a lot of things are to come in the near future, so stay tuned. Once again, if you haven't copped Dominant Existence, go cop it. Moreaboutsomethingelse.com or iBooks. And the physical copy is coming really soon, so stay tuned for that. But once again, you listen to More About Something Else. My name is Joshua, and I'm out.